Let's dive right into this explainer and engineer the perfect DNA of an exam answer for Cambridge Mathematics 9709. Today, we're dissecting a notoriously tricky, often feared area of the syllabus, the sec, cosec, and cot functions. Listen, if you've ever stared at a complex trigonometric identity question, totally frozen, wondering how to structure your proof to actually get those maximum marks, you are exactly where you need to be. We are going to decode the precise architecture that top-tier students use to secure their A-star grades. We're talking about the ultimate formula here. Evidence plus analysis equals A-star. And we're building this strategy using direct, unfiltered insights from Cambridge Examiner reports.
We're kicking things off with this incredibly powerful insight straight from a Cambridge senior examiner. It perfectly sets the stakes for what we're tackling today. They literally single out this specific trio of trigonometric functions as one of the most consistently misunderstood areas in the entire mathematics syllabus. Why is that? Well, because it requires a massive leap from just basic, rote memorization to high-level analytical thinking. You can't just cram for this, but don't worry, we're going to fix that right now. We'll look at the exact data from the people who actually grade your papers to see where things go wrong, and infinitely more importantly, how you can get it perfectly right.
To engineer that perfect answer, we'll be moving through three distinct phases today. First, your core trigonometric principles. Second, the procedural framework. And finally, we'll break down the top 3 examiner warnings. Let's get into it.
Starting with Section 1, laying down the absolute core theoretical foundation you need.
Okay, so the theoretical architecture here rests on 2 critical pillars: precise definitions and causal relationships. Think of a student we'll call Alex. Alex overloads his answers with raw math facts, but provides zero analysis. He memorizes that secant is 1 over cosine, but that's where it stops. That's a massive trap. You need to understand the causal relationship. For example, knowing that as the cosine function approaches 0, the secant function absolutely shoots off to infinity because of an asymptote. You have to move past basic recall and step into deep analytical application. Mastering these functions means you're engaging completely different cognitive domains, specifically your ability to apply and analyze behavior under various mathematical conditions. It's the genetic makeup of a top-tier answer.
And look at this. Principal examiner reports constantly hammer home one golden rule. Cross-topic connections equal significantly higher marks. The data proves that candidates who showcase connected, conceptual understanding, the kind of understanding that can be seamlessly transferred to totally unfamiliar contexts, are the ones who pull those top grades. You need to integrate your knowledge of reciprocal trig functions with other areas of the syllabus, like calculus or complex numbers. If you silo your trig knowledge, you're literally capping your score. Connect it, and you unlock the absolute highest mark bands. Now, before we continue and look at how to structure this on paper, subscribe to our YouTube channel Ace the Exams at acetheexams_IGCE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon right now. All right, moving into Section 2, the procedural framework. This is where we translate what's in your head into points on the page. This brings us to the method mark strategy. Guys, this is your secret weapon. In Cambridge Mathematics 9709, marks are heavily awarded for your analytical process, not just that final number at the bottom of the page. Examiners are constantly evaluating your data interpretation skills. Think of it kind of like the Peel framework. Point, evidence, explanation, link, but adapted for advanced math. They want to see how you extract evidence from the question, how you explain your reciprocal relationships through clear working, and how you link your conclusions back to the specific context. They reward your methodology before you even arrive at the final answer. The takeaway here is simple. If you hide your process, you hide your marks.
So, when you're tackling these complex secant, cosecant, and cot questions, you must systematically execute this 5-step procedural framework. First, deconstruct the exact command words in the question. Second, extract the relevant data. Third, select your analytical framework, like choosing the right trigonometric identity. Fourth, execute your steps with crystal clear notation. And finally, present the answer with the correct terminology. Following this exact sequence guarantees you hit all those strict presentation conventions examiners are desperately looking for. It's literally the blueprint for success.
And now for our final section, examiner warnings. Let's learn from the mistakes of thousands of past candidates. But hey, stop scrolling. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ace the Exams, at acetheexams_IGCS to excel in your Cambridge examinations. We've helped thousands of students improve by 2 to 3 grade boundaries. Join them right now by subscribing to @acetheexams_IGCS and turn on all notifications so you never miss our weekly exam strategy sessions. Okay, back to the strategy. Principal examiner reports have identified these top 3 mistakes students consistently make. Number 1, missing proper format, which throws away incredibly easy marks. Number 2, failing to check presentation conventions. Sloppy notation will absolutely cost you, even if your math is fundamentally sound. And number 3, which is probably the biggest killer, providing answers that are not specific to the context given. Think of a student we'll call Sam. Sam always rushes, completely misses the command word requirements, and just dumps a generic answer onto the page. High-pressure exams make students rush, and that leads directly to these completely unforced errors.
And that brings us to the ultimate examiner alert. Seeing a generic, contextless answer is a massive red flag for whoever is grading your paper. The fix? It's all about the transformation, explicitly linking every single mathematical step back to the specific scenario given in the prompt. Top-performing students never give generic responses. If the question involves a physical model or a specific geometric scenario using secant or cotangent, your final answer and all your intermediate steps must reference that exact scenario. A floating number without any context is just an incomplete answer in the eyes of Cambridge. To absolutely guarantee you're hitting those higher-order assessment objectives, I want you to use this rhythmic mantra for every single problem. Identify your given information, break the problem into logical steps, solve it systematically, check your final answer for reasonableness, and finally, make justified recommendations if the command word demands it. This structured progression acts as your cheat sheet. It proves to the examiner that you are working at an analytical and evaluative level, not just regurgitating facts.
We've covered the theoretical architecture, the procedural framework, and those crucial examiner warnings. Now, the ball is entirely in your court. As you practice these past papers, you need to ask yourself honestly, is my mathematical reasoning truly speaking the examiner's language? Are you showing the connections, laying out your methodology clearly, and linking it back to the context? Students who implement these mathematics strategies see an average improvement of 2 grade boundaries, but only if they practice consistently with our weekly sessions. Here's your final reminder. Subscribe to our YouTube channel Ace the Exams at Ace the Exams IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Subscribe right now to at Ace the Exams IGCSE and click that bell. Don't let another exam pass you by. Drop a comment below with your target grade for mathematics and the biggest challenge you're facing. Our team responds to every comment. Like and share this video with a study partner. Ace the Exams. Your Cambridge success starts here. Go engineer that perfect score.